Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. How are you guys doing? Did everyone Did everybody get enough sleep? Did everybody recover correctly from our crazy concert experience? Oh man. What a wild ride. Where are all of you? I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning. Well, my alarm went off at 4:30 and then I got up at 4:40 reluctantly. What did you guys do? Whereabouts in the world were you for this BUSAN concert? Were some of you in the middle of the day? Or were all of you early morning peeps? I should be sleeping now. Spent the night on the couch. Yeah. So basically everyone's sleep schedule is screwed up, right? Insane. Insane the things we put ourselves through for BTS. 4 a.m. Jesus. Ugh. 4 a.m. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, so it was 5 a.m. for me. Midwest was 4 a.m. And I know some friends in California and LA, was it 3 a.m.? At what point do you just give up sleeping? Or no, 2 a.m. Because it's 3 hours back, so 5 minus 3 is 2 a.m. Yeah. At what point do you just give up going to sleep completely? And you're just like, I'm just going to pull an all-nighter. I was jealous of my my friends in the UK, because for them it would have been 11 a.m. I think. Yeah, oh, screw you. I'm so jealous. That would be so nice. Like, there's a difference between... You know what? The more I think about it, I've never had a BTS concert experience where I wasn't tired in some way. Because either it's a streaming concert that... Actually, I take that back. But let me finish what I was going to say. So either it's a streaming concert in Korea where I have to get up at like 5 in the morning for it and I'm like in pain because my body is like, what the fuck? We usually sleep more. What are you doing? Or it's a concert that I'm physically at. So I've spent all day like getting ready for it, being in line, finding my seat, screaming my head off to music videos before BTS even comes out. So I'm also tired before the concert starts. But I was gonna say, the one time that didn't happen was when they live streamed themselves at SoFi. And did they live stream when they were in Vegas? I think, yeah, they live streamed like the last day or something. But I was there. So, yeah, they live streamed the last day, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I just really enjoyed being able to be like, oh, the concert starts at 9 p.m. my time. Oh, ho, ho, I could be curled up on my couch having a nice BTS-themed evening. So, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the things we do for BTS. Only Bang 10. Went to a Dami and JD Beck concert last night. It ended in time for the warm-up last night and I just stayed up. Oh my god, that is a music overload. By the way, you don't care, but I'm gonna bitch about this anyway. I hate technology. I hate microphones. For some reason, my new microphone that has amazing sound quality has decided it doesn't get along with, I think, the other technology and all the other wires on my desk. So it has this crackling sound when I, like a crackling static sound when I try to use it. You can, like the last live stream I did, you can hear it whenever I talk. There's like a crackling sound. I do not know how to get rid of it. It is driving me fucking nuts. So I tried to play around with it again. Didn't work. So I dug out my old microphone. So I don't sound as nice as I usually do, at least to my ears. But this one at least works and has no crackling sound. However, it has a shitty cable on it. So if I touch the microphone sometimes incorrectly, it'll stop working for reasons I don't know. So if I suddenly stop talking, just yell at me like in the chat, and I'll notice it, hopefully. You sound lovely. Thank you. I appreciate that. But when you hear the new microphone, I sound like I have an amazing voice. It's the microphone that like all YouTubers use. What it's called? It's the Shure SM7B. Once you know what it looks like, you'll notice that like every YouTuber has it. It's a really phenomenal microphone. It makes you sound so sexy. It makes your voice so amazing. To the point where now where I'm using this microphone and I'm like, I sound like I'm speaking into a cotton ball. And the depth and the flavor of my voice and the sexiness in my voice isn't there. I'm just like, fuck you. I want to be sexy again. So one day I'll fix it. Or I don't want to throw it all away. They were expensive. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so that was my aside about technology. So, oh my God. I don't even know where to begin with this concert. I say we just talk about the fact that start a GoFundMe for a new mic. No, I'm never gonna make you guys pay for anything. Like, I can pay my own shit. No. You know me. I'm so allergic to trying to make money off of BTS and ARMY in any way, because it's so often abused and hijacked by people outside this fandom, or sometimes even people in this fandom who, you know, decide they want to make money off of it. And I think there's a lot of nuance in terms of how people try to make money off ARMY, off anything tangentially related to BTS, any fan-created content related to BTS. There's a lot of nuance, and there's a lot of, like, you know, discussion you could have about how much extra creativity occurred in order for it to be okay to ask for money. And it's an opinion. But I personally just think on principle that, like, I do these streams. I have this channel for fucking fun, just to, like, chat and hang out with you guys, with ARMYs, with my community, the only people who know and understand the joy that it is to know BTS and exist in you know, our time. Why the fuck would I abuse that in any way and try to make money off of it? I just, it's not necessary. I'll gladly pour out my wallet into this channel to make it work. Yeah, no, I've gone on this soapbox several times. I get very annoyed by people who try to hide their business intentions, their entrepreneurial spirit, by claiming it's for ARMY or it's for the fandom. I don't know. This is just me. So, I wanted to talk about with you guys this concert that was both incredible and a disaster, for, you know, obviously two different reasons. It was incredible because BTS poured their heart and soul into it, and it was this long-awaited thing since the last time we've seen them in concert was in frickin' April in Vegas, and the last time they performed in front of a live audience was for their music shows in Seoul. So it's been a hot minute, and I know we've all been missing them. I really realized how much I miss them, seeing all the prep and all the stuff on Twitter from, like, excited ARMYs posting about, oh my god, look, they have this and they have that, and there's so many ARMYs, and we're watching a Run BTS episode outside and we're losing our minds. Like, in that moment, like, seeing all of that, I was just like, all is right in the world when ARMY is having, like, a fucking convention in a city somewhere and just celebrating the fact that we have transformed a city somewhere in the world into a purple happy place for us, and that outsiders get to see us in this really great light, in this really great environment, and themselves discover BTS or be like, maybe I should actually check them out. And I find that incredible. But you know, we we had a little bit of a technical hiccup that turned into a disaster. And by that, I mean Weverse. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest. It was a disaster. You know, I know, as you guys know, we started the concert. We got through like 2.5 songs. We got through Mic Drop. We got through Run BTS, in which I think I died and went to heaven. And what was the next song they did? I have the set list saved. Run. They were halfway through Run, and all of a sudden it just all went black. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up so we can just all have this set list together in front of us. Let me zoom in. Thanks, Bora. Appreciate it. No one needs to see my tabs. Can I zoom in some more? Nope. Okay, cool. This is the most it's gonna zoomed in. 2 cities so far. I can't wait for the next city. I know, right? Yeah, we can't really count LA. Or could you say LA also tried to transform themselves? No, not really. Vegas was like the first full transformation where like the strip lit up purple and everything, and now Busan. That was the most amazing part for me outside of the music, how that city embraced the experience. Yeah. And it's extra special because you know that BTS is Korea's pride. And I'll get into that again later because I just had that thought while watching this concert, how BTS is their pride. It's their shining beacon of how amazing their heritage and culture and country is. Oh my god, it's making me emotional just talking about this. But you could tell that like they were happy to be celebrating BTS so much. Busan has always been really good to BTS. They've always lit up purple and done all that stuff. I remember they did that too when they had the fifth muster there. You know, where the fifth muster was divided 2 performances in Busan and 2 in Seoul. But yeah, so like they lit stuff up purple then, and they've always been very proud to also be able to say that Jimin and Jungkook are from there. And all the shit I saw, all the tweets I saw about the cafe that Jimin's dad runs, and how everybody was like, he's so sweet, he's so nice, he's so considerate, he's so proud of his son. Like, every single time I read shit like that, I got so emotional, like secondhand pride, and like I was just, this shit is so long overdue for BTS. They deserve all of this recognition and more. They just do. They do. This is gonna bother me. Whee. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I got distracted. So I was talking about how the concert started. It was incredible, and we'll dive into that in detail in a minute, because I tried to take notes because I knew I wanted to stream and chat with you guys about this afterward. But taking notes without looking at my phone with my, like, I was, my husband, he's in Army too, but he couldn't wake up. So he's like, I hope there's a replay. Like, I can't do this. So he slept in, and I was like, I could go in the living room and try to like project this, or like plug in my laptop to the TV and you know, watch it on a big screen, but I will not be able to play it at a volume that I will be satisfied hearing it at, because I want it loud. So I was like, all right, I'll be nice, I'll let hubby sleep in. So I came in here and I had, you know, which was a really great idea, because I had my headphones on, I was blasting it literally all the way. I had my lights dimmed down to like dark blue, so it looked like I was in the dark. And both of my cats were really confused, like, Mama, why are you awake at 5 a.m? Is it time for breakfast? And I was like, no. So they were like on the cat bed here, wandering around on the floor, and I'm just sitting in here like losing my mind in the dark. which ended up being really funny because my husband ended up waking up anyway later, and he went out into the living room, and he said, everything's dark, right? Because I'm in here, not there, and I have the lights really dark in here, so it looks like the whole house is asleep. And he said he was standing in the living room in the dark, like that meme of John Travolta, and going like, where'd she go? What the fuck? Did she leave? What happened? It's like 5:36 in the morning, something like that. And then he came and realized I was in here, and he's like, "Oh, you're sitting in the dark." And I'm like, "No, it's blue. It's mood lighting. I'm trying to be like in the middle of this." Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. What was I trying to say? Anyway, so I was here. Everything was plugged in. I was ready to go. I had the backup Naver link open just in case this died. We start watching Weavers. Opening song, mic drop, incredible. Then run BTS. I fucking died. I literally died. I think I was tweeting from heaven, and I'm trying to take notes while trying to stare at the screen. And I'm just like, this is so hard to do. I can't do this. I took some notes. We'll discover together if they are coherent notes, because I haven't looked at them since early this morning. And then fucking Weavers died. And I think it came back in like little spurts for me for like maybe 3 to 5 seconds, like a couple more times. Like I would refresh and I would see something and I'd be like, oh, it's back. And then in the process of me typing it's back to like my friend, it would die again. And I was just like, this is fucking driving me nuts. And a bunch of you, we were tweeting around and on tweeting around on Twitter. We were chatting on Twitter. Whatever. What I'm trying to say is like we all just started throwing links at each other. We all were like, try this one. Does this work? Ah! Naver didn't work for me. Naver died around the same time actually. Like I'm literally looking at it. Maybe it worked for another couple minutes, but it would be in and out, and it would be really. It was like 240p, like tiny potato quality. And I was just like, I guess I can listen to it if not look at it. And then the Naver died completely. And I was just like, what in the flying fuck? If you have like this, they prepped for this, right? They prepped for it for, I know we had like the test run streams with the stuff, with the BTS legendary performances and all that. But I would also say that they probably prepped for this for months, you know, because and one of my friends asked me like, why didn't we just use Venue Live, like the other like proprietary software they have from the partnership that they made with Venue Live? And I said, I think it's probably integrated into Weverse at that point. I think you don't have to go to an external site anymore. I think all of that software is in Weverse. So it's not like, it's supposed to be integrated with Weverse, I think. And also the technology that Naver has for VLive is integrated into there. Because if you guys watched my other videos for Army Finance 101, I went through the fact that BTS in like fucking 2020 ate up and made partnerships with all these companies so that they could have better software, a better infrastructure for doing live concerts. So ostensibly, they are the most prepared in the world to do this. And still, it wasn't enough. And I don't know why. Like, do they think, like, was this, like, what happened? I hope we find an answer, because it's like, did they underestimate the amount of people who would join in? Because if that's what happened, then I'll be very disappointed. Because from what I know of like IT infrastructure stuff, when you're doing anything, you basically create like one system of like, hey, here's a group of servers, we're gonna process everyone through there so that they can watch the concert. your assumptions need to be like redundant. So you're like, I am estimating that we're gonna have 15 million people watching this. Then you need to be prepared. You need to have servers and infrastructure prepared for like 30 or 60 million people to come through, because there's always extra issues that can happen when you're trying something like that for the first time. And then if something broke, where like some relay, something that was supposed to relay us into the concert broke, you need to have redundancies, not just like, oh, there's one path that people take to get in. What if that path breaks for whatever reason? Technology breaks all the time and will not explain to you why it's broken. And you can sit there and be like, so you need to have redundant shit just in case something breaks. You need to have a backup for a backup for backup. And I know this very tangentially from like studying accounting information systems and like accounting IT systems in college. Like I have the tiniest of knowledge of this. And still I'm like, I don't think you prepared enough. And I would like to know why, because it's really hard to let go and be in the moment in a BTS concert when I can't see or hear it. And even when it comes back, I feel like the concert has moved on without me emotionally. Like, do you guys know what I mean? Like, it feels like everyone there and BTS have like been together enjoying this music and building on each song and each performance. And I'm like playing catch up, and I'm like emotional catch up. I'm like, what's going on? What happened? And it's really jarring, and it makes me feel like I've been robbed of my communion with BTS. Ugh, it drives me nuts. The one small bright side in this is the fact that like ARMY throw links at each other and all of us try to help each other find a place to watch it. Like the amount of generosity and goodwill and community thinking that we all have in doing that is so incredible that like I got emotional, and like just the fact that all of us were just like throwing links at each other, like try this, maybe this, oh shit, it's broke, that will buy broke again, Weverse is back, just kidding, it isn't, Neighbor's back, just kidding, it isn't. Like, I've never ever been involved in any other online space where people act like that. The amount of just, I mean, generosity and goodwill that's in this fandom is so fucking unique. I love that. Good for us. I love that about us. But yeah, and then the fucking irony that in the end, the illegal stream that we were all watching was the stream from JTBC. So if you guys don't know, a couple years ago, was it 2020? Was it 2019? When did BTS renew their contract? JTBC is a media outlet in South Korea, and they published some article saying that they had behind the scenes sources saying that BTS didn't want to renew their contract with Big Hit, and they, you know, like their future was in jeopardy, and they're having all these legal battles behind the scenes, which was all false. So JTBC published all this. And second, they published a video on air of them going into Big Hit's office space unauthorized, like basically breaking into their fucking office buildings and just like going down the hallways and looking at shit, including all their trophies, I think. And it was like, and I remember Big Hit got really pissed off, and they issued one like statement counteracting, just basically negating everything that the JTBC article had said. They were like, no one is having illegal infighting on the inside. BTS and their parents are really happy with our renegotiated contracts. Everyone's good. Also, you came into our place illegally and we will be pursuing legal action. What the fuck? and there's been like some drama with that, because I think one of the year-end shows, like, you know how there's 3 year-end music festivals in Korea? and BTS used to perform at all three of them. After that bullshit happened, BTS stopped coming to the year-end music festival that's like hosted by JTBC, and JTBC complained, or like the like parent company complained. They were like, BTS, give us all our ratings, and BTS were like, I'm sorry, we're going to be in New York. Yeah, it was so the JTBC drama happened in like fall of 2019, and then that winter BTS were in New York for New Year's for the what's the New Year's show that happens in New York in Times Square? Dick's Rockin' Eve? What is it called? I forget. NBC was the NBC and JTBC are connected, I think. Dick's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Dick Clark's New Year. What a fucking name. But yeah, and so in retaliation, that music festival would not let TXT. No, TXT hadn't debuted. Yes, they had. Yes, TXT had debuted. They debuted in 2019. And they wouldn't let TXT come perform at their festival. It was a bunch. It was insane. It was like drama that's been kind of ongoing. I think it's kind of calmed down because it's been a couple of years. But I think JTBC is not on HYBE's preferred partners list in any sense of the word. So the fact that they were the one place that all of us could go to watch this fucking concert was ironic and hilarious. I was laughing so hard. I'm going to go back and read your guys' comments in a minute, but I also did just want to say that what's been going around on Twitter is that there was a bunch of like what looks like viruses and Trojan horse viruses in that stream, especially if you were watching it on that AQ stream website or something like that. I have a software firewall, cybersecurity, whatever it's called, I don't know. And whenever I tried to click on the button to like full screen the video, it would go to a malware site, and my software would just shut it down and say, no full screen for you. There's malware here. So I just watched it like on my screen, not full screened. But I think that's how I hopefully avoided the virus. But you guys, if you haven't already, you should probably scan your computer and make sure you don't have any viruses, because there's a high chance you may have one. All right, let me go back and see what you guys have been saying. Whoops, I stopped looking at the chat for way too long. There's a lot of shit in here. Weverse, Naver, and Zepeto all together couldn't handle ARMY. That's insane. But the other part of it is it wasn't just ARMY. That was how awesome this concert was. You had so many other people watching this, I hope, who aren't ARMY. I mean, I will also say that there's a lot of ARMY who don't have the means to pay for BTS concerts, and they, usually try to find free streaming links from other ARMYs who are providing illegal streams. So HYBE Weverse has never seen like the full demand of ARMY to watch, like the full digital demand to watch BTS concerts. And this may have been the first time they've actually seen how many ARMYs there are and how much fewer ARMYs they capture with their official concert tickets, official streams, and all that. I feel like this is the first time they've actually seen how many of us there are. Those warm-up streams didn't do crap. Yeah, I mean, look, I think they should have done those streams at different times, because I am not going to, I will be the first to admit I didn't participate in the practice streams and the warm-up streams because they were happening at 5 a.m. for me. And the only reason I will wake up at 5 a.m. is to watch BTS. and it's going to be very painful. So I'm only going to do it once for the real deal. I'm not going to do it for the fake ones. But yet, if you really wanted to know how many armies might be participating, you should have done warm-up streams at the concert time and then at like different hours of the day, so that you could see, like, depending on people tuning in from different parts of the world, what is like the what is the word I'm looking for? Capacity? Like, how much capacity do you need on your servers, on your system, to bring those people in? Because it might be that people trying to tune in from North America into servers that are in fucking Korea to like might be much more challenging than people trying to tune in from Europe or people trying to tune in from Japan. And you won't know unless you test it and you create incentives for people to join in by having these test streams happening at all hours of the day or night. Again, things I know from my tiny little experience with IT, and the fact that I'm confused how, well, if I know this, why didn't they do it? Yeah. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? Weaver's really effed up. Nobody will trust them again for live streams after this. I mean, yeah, we won't trust them, but it's not like we have much of a choice. And the difference between this and a paid concert is that when people pay for tickets, then Weverse knows exactly how many people are tuning in. So they can make sure they have a business reason to buy more servers or, you know, fix their infrastructure so that it can handle more people. I think that's why I keep thinking they just severely underestimated the number of people who could tune in. Which is stupid. But yeah. Is there a replay option for those that miss concert? We have not heard of one yet. They better be showing this like next weekend. Like, I mean, I think my husband already said that he thinks they're probably gonna release this as like a Blu-ray DVD thing that you can purchase at some point later, and that's fine. I will pay for it happily, but I want it available now because I didn't get to enjoy it in full, and I want to. I deserve it. I deserve this free concert. You promised me one, Weavers. And it's only because I had a stream, an illegal stream from JTBC, and got to watch 75% of the concert that I'm not more pissed off right now than I could have been. Because if I only got those first 2.5 songs and that was it, I would be out for blood. They deserve the world. Yes, they do. I had good audio for Weavers, and then anything else sounded very weird. Interesting. My audio was fine. The interesting thing about that JTBC stream is when they were trying to include the audience cheering, like especially between the end of the concert and the encore, that cheering sounded really robotic. And I think that was because if you guys have ever used like Zoom or Discord and you have background noise and you're telling it you're telling the software to like filter out background noise, it can make that noise sound really like digitalized to the point where it sounds like robots are cheering. And I feel like the mics that they were using at the stadium were set up to filter out the audience so that they could hear more of the BTS sound and like the BTS music, the concert, and they weren't turning that off during the like time when it was just the audience. So that it sounds like little robots singing happy birthday to Jimin and cheering. So I guess we are bots after all, guys. Oops. How was Weverse and Naver on the same network? Coincidence? I don't know if they were on the same network, but I do know that Naver owns VLive. So the technology that they had for like live streaming things and doing streaming concerts online was bought by Weverse/Hybe. So Hybe has access to that and like basically was like, oh, how do you guys do it? Okay, so this is how you do it. Here's the IT stuff that you need. Here's the system you have set up. Here's the number of servers you guys estimate that you need based on your experience actually hosting concerts. Because if you guys know, in the past, VLive has hosted some of BTS's concerts. Like, they hosted the live stream for Speak Yourself the Final in Seoul. They hosted the live stream for BTS in Riyadh. And they did the live stream for Wembley. And they also did one of the musters. There was like a muster performance. So like, they've done it before with BTS. So Weverse was able to compare notes and be like, okay, so this is how you guys do it. Here's our technology that we have from Venue Live. This is how we do it. Let's make sure that we're all on the same page. So they had access to that, even if I think VLive and Naver was like a separate thing. I think everyone just really fucking severely underestimated how much demand there actually is for BTS. Because this is the first time it was free, so everyone could join in. And there was no barrier to entry by not being able to afford a ticket. I hope this shows them how much of the fan base they're not capturing that's like inaccessible to them with the price point of what they offer. I don't want to go on a tangent, so I'll just say this quickly. Maybe I can go further into this in like an Army Finance 101 video. But basically what I've noticed is that over the years, their price point of what they offer, so in terms of the price point of albums, the price point of concerts, the price point like online streaming, the price point of merch, all of that has crept up over the years and gotten more and more expensive. So when it was cheaper, the amount of Army they were that were able to purchase the whatever they were selling and be included was a lot more than what it has been more recently. And granted, that's partially, I think, a strategic choice. Like, they decided to have each album that they've put out be more and more expensive. And obviously they still offer like a base price, like Yet to Come. Oh, well, Yet to Come is a bad example. B had the big version. The big version in the back, if you can see it. And then they had the B Essentials version. And the B Essentials version was much cheaper. But they offered the Essential version later. So that everyone who could and wanted to buy the more expensive $60 special edition could. Versus prior to that, their albums used to be like $25. And then Yet to Come was even more expensive, and the Yet to Come collector's edition was like $400 or something. And the thing is I think that it's become more and more expensive for a number of reasons, one of which is that it's the end. It's not like they keep putting out stuff that they think this is the last time we'll ever put out something like this for BTS, so we're going to make it extra special and make it extra expensive. But then they keep going, oh wait, no, we've actually thought of something else that we could offer that's even more special, and the last time we'll do this, so they get more and more expensive. I can go into more detail about that another time, but the downside of doing that is you kind of lose part of your fan base that would love to buy stuff and participate in concerts and just participate in the fandom, but they can't because they can't afford to pay those prices. And I think Hybe hasn't realized how many people there are that fall into that category, because a lot of BTS's fan base is older and can't afford it, and the more people that enter the fan base, like the more keep entering at higher like age brackets and income brackets. So Hybe and Weavers see growth in the fandom, and it's at those it's like older people who have money, and they're like, okay, so here's the growth of our fandom. And what they're not seeing is the invisible layer of people who are younger or don't have money, who are also coming into the fandom, but who can't afford to buy anything, so they're invisible to Weavers and Hybe. So instead of the fan base growing like this, the fan base is actually growing like this, and it's even more massive than they think it is. And this concert being free was the first time they might have actually seen how many people are actually interested in BTS and want to be included in this kind of stuff. So I hope they're having a lot of discussions on their end to fucking figure this out, because I never want to go through that ever again. I want to be included. I hope that made sense. Let me know if it didn't, or if you have any questions. Naver apparently had a fire in their server room or something. That's why it and Kakao Talk were down. What the fuck? Are you serious? Does anybody have a source? Send it to me on Twitter. Because that's fucking insane. The test didn't prepare for tens of millions of people. They should have. Even if they thought, like the last concert they had, I don't know, what was like the first festa they had in 2020. I think that was when they had the biggest demand. There was like 7 million people watching the concert, and they broke the Guinness World Record. Is that the most they'd had before this time? Anyway, let's assume it's that. If you think at that point in time you had 7 million people willing to pay money to come into your stream, then you can say, okay, we've had growth since then. Add another 5 million. 12. So now we have 12 million people that we think are coming. Now you need to provide 3 or 4 times that amount capacity in your system. So like instead of we can fit 12 million people watching this concert, you should have it be like we can fit 48 million or 50 million people watching this concert. If they had done that, then they would have been prepared. They didn't do that. Granted, maybe they were just thinking on it. Maybe they were trying to save money, like because it was free. I was breaking up. No. How's this? Is this better? Is this working? Did I bang on the table too hard? And we need a bell so it'll alert you. I mean, I can hear myself. Is it still fucking up for you? Can you hear me? Audio is on, off. What about now? Can you hear me now? Does that work? Is it working? Yes, no. Can you hear me? Is it still on, off? Can you hear me? Well, that's stupid. Can you hear me now? Is it working now? It's working? Is it working now? It's not working. Okay. Fine. I have one more thing I can do. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Not in sync with the video. How do I fix that? Audio is better, but there's video lag. How the fuck do I fix that? Is the audio better? Or is it still being annoying? This is so strange. I literally have been sitting here not doing anything. I haven't touched anything. And it decided that now is a... yeah, how to fix video lag on... Okay, is it still being weird? It's still crackling. Okay, let me look at this. Let's see. If I am going to stream. Restart your dream. Okay, I'll do it in a minute. Let me see if I can fix it. Because I worry...